So it happened again. Now, I can't 100% verify that it happened again, but I'm about 97.8% positive it happened again. So, what happened again? Well, it had to do with this thing called COVID. So, yeah, I am pretty confident that I got COVID again. This is the first time to the channel. I had a video published over a year ago. And last year, my entire family got hit with COVID. It started with, I think it was my middle son transferred to my older son, who is now a freshman in high school. And then it went to my youngest son, and then my wife and I. All my daughter, we don't think that she had it. She is only 6, so she would have been 5 at the time. If she was sick, it was only for like a minute. Even my youngest son, who is now 10, whenever he got it, he puked a lot that morning. By the evening, he was up in our playroom playing basketball, running around like crazy. So yeah, he was sick. It actually started the night before that. He got sick, but he was sick all of not even a full day. My other 2 boys, they were down for a little bit. My oldest son definitely was down the longest, fatigued, all that stuff. And they all lost their sense of taste and smell, with the exception, I believe, of my youngest son. I don't think that he ever did. My wife and I, we had it by far the worst. We were down for at least 7 days. Started with a fever that just wouldn't go away. Like, it started to go away, then it would come back. Body aches, fatigue. I can just remember where I would wake up and I thought I was feeling better. And then I would start to do something, and even like thinking about doing something was exhausting. It was so exhausting. And that went on for like 3 or 4 days, if I recall, where I thought I was feeling better. I'd get up and maybe do something for an hour and then sit down and then take like an hour or longer nap. And I remember my daughter, I mean, God bless her. I mean, she was like, I remember her saying to mommy, like, "Daddy," or like, "What's wrong with daddy?" Like, he keeps taking naps. Like, he keeps sleeping. Like, she was really concerned because this is not typical of her dad. And even her mom, my wife, my wife, she is a super mom. She never gets sick. And whenever she is sick, she finds a way to power through, constantly makes fun of me. And anytime I get sick, because I get the man flu. For those that don't know what that is, look it up. You'll understand. For those that are married, and you'll get it, or you'll soon get it. So, so for her, there was a stretch where I think it was 36 hours that she didn't leave the bed, to the point where I remember, like, I was concerned, like truly concerned, thinking I've got to call the emergency room, call an ambulance, because that is just not my wife. Like, that is how sick she was. And fast forward, like I said, 7+ days later, we finally started feeling better. But even like a week after that, we had fatigue. Like, I remember I was trying to work out and I just didn't have it. Felt like I was running about 80% for about a week or so after that. So, I mean, it definitely affected us. So fast forward to present day. So, full disclaimer, like, we have not got the vaccine yet. It's just something as for us and with our family, we just feel at this point in time that we aren't comfortable doing it. And I don't want to start a debate. If you have the vaccine, great. If you don't have the vaccine, that's great. I'm just going to leave it at that. So we don't have the vaccine. And then last weekend, so that would have been, just about 8 or 9 days ago. Actually, it would have been that Friday. No, I'm sorry. It was that weekend. My middle son, my 11-year-old, was congested, he was feeling okay, but definitely, I mean, you could tell that there was something off. And then that transferred over to my oldest son. This is like exactly what happened last time. So my older 2 boys aren't feeling well. And it was that Monday for school that they didn't go to school, and my wife was like, "I guess we got to go get them tested." And I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, do we have to? Like, do we really have to get them tested just because they're congested?" Ah, that's just one of those frustrations. But either way, I'm glad that she did, that she thought that they should get tested. So she took them, they got tested, and my middle son tested positive again, and my oldest son tested negative. Now, the thing that is interesting about that is my oldest son had the worst of the symptoms. He was in bed. He had fatigue. At one point, he did say that he lost his sense of taste and smell, but after that was like earlier in the morning. By that later that day or the next day, it was, I think he got it back, and I think that was more of a, he just had so much drainage that was affecting his taste of or his senses of taste and smell. That's, this is what he's like sharing with me. It wasn't the same that what he felt before. So we just concluded that they both had COVID. They didn't go to school that week. We were watching our other two kids, trying to keep those two quarantined away from everybody. My wife said that she did have some congestion, but she deals with allergies all the time, and she never got the full COVID type symptoms. And then fast forward to Saturday late afternoon is when I felt something. And by something, I mean, the last time that I got COVID, I remember it was exactly 7 days later than when my first son had his symptoms. So I kept giving myself, all right, I'm giving myself till, Friday or Saturday, to see if I got it. And Friday I was great. Saturday morning I was great. I remember I was doing, some projects around the house, doing some stuff outside, like had plenty of energy, maybe even did a workout. Yeah, I think I actually did do a workout that morning. And then by early evening, like I felt it. And it was that, oh, I'm getting something. I'm getting the body aches, mild fever, a headache. Ended up going to bed early that night, woke up Sunday, and I was just fatigued the entire day. Now, it wasn't like the exact same type of fatigue that I had before. There definitely was some similarities. And I just concluded that I had it, that I got it again. That was all day. Sunday, Monday, same thing. Body aches, mild fever, and it just kind of kept coming and going. And that's what I remember with when I had COVID, where like I thought I was feeling better, and then all of a sudden, like I just had to close my eyes and lay down. And that's what I felt. And then it wasn't until I guess Monday more like Monday evening is when I started to feel better. At the time of this recording, it's Tuesday afternoon now. And now I actually I feel good. Like I feel fine. So now I'm really wondering, like, did I really have it? Because you read all these reports about people that getting it more than once, and I'm reading different types, where people that got it the second time, it was worse. They got it a second time, it was not as worse. It was mild. The fact that my oldest son tested negative, and he did test positive the first time, the first go around. I don't know if I said this, but each of my boys tested positive. My daughter never tested positive. My wife and I, we tested negative. We tested on a Friday, and then I got sick the very next day on Saturday. But I tested negative, she tested negative, and we both got sick. If I got sick on Saturday, I don't know if I can't remember if she got sick on Saturday too, or if it was like the next day. But it was really, 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 really close. But I have to assume that I had it based off of the fact I had one kid that tested positive, two kids that were both sick, and me getting very similar symptoms than I had with the first time around. Now, if I do have it or did have it or whatever, however you want to phrase it, it definitely is a whole lot milder than it was the first time. So I'm feeling good about that. I don't really know what I'm going to do any different other than like I wanted to go out and run some errands today, but I decided I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do the right thing and give some time, quarantine from other people for the most part. And yeah, so like that's what I'm doing right now. So I just wanted to share this because the first time I got COVID, like it was bad. Like for everybody that's had it now, I've definitely, there are cases of people getting it a whole lot worse. I'm not saying that my case was horrible. I just knew that when my middle son tested positive, I was dreading having to go through it again, just because I remember how fatigued I was. I remember how unproductive I was. I just wasn't able to do anything. I wasn't able to be a dad, a husband. I wasn't able to be a friend. I wasn't able to do anything with the business. I don't think I recorded anything for a few weeks. The only thing I recorded was my COVID video, just sharing, some of the symptoms that I had. So I was dreading having to go through that again. So the fact that I'm here recording just a few days afterwards is awesome, like is amazing. So I hope that I did have it, that this is what it's like to go through it again, whether I have the original strand or the Delta variant or whatever strand they have going on. I think there's probably 37 different ones. I don't really know. I don't keep up on that stuff. Maybe if you do know, leave your comments leave a comment in the section below, a comment section below. But I'm curious, for those out there that have had it, have you got it again? And if you did, what was it like? Did you have a similar experience that like I've had, or was it worse? Maybe you haven't had it. Maybe you haven't had it again. If you've never had it, I'm praise God. Like I'm glad that you haven't. If you've had it, I'm curious, if you've had it again, how was it? For me, right now, I'm grateful that I am on cloud nine and I'm ready to crank out some work, get some work done, have some fun, as much fun as I can do, being quarantined from everybody. But yeah, so I'm here fighting another day, loving life, and I hope that you are too. But let me know how you are doing in the comments below. All right, y'all, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.